Hello everyone, this is Omar making a video on the Gold Momentum EA. This is a new EA that I just finished making and optimizing. So I want to show you guys the backtest results and just explain to you guys a couple things about the EA. So let's get started. You can see here, this is MetaTrader 5. I'm on the strategy tester. This is the EA selected, Gold Momentum EA demo. And it's on gold, 5 minute time frame. I'm going to test it from this year, January till today. Delay, I have whatever the last ping to my server was. Leverage is 1 to 100, deposit of $500 with a 1% risk per trade. So let's start it. Let's look at the graph. So obviously the graph is pretty good, right? And if you look at the report, so you can see that in the past 7 months, 8 months, it should have made $16,000 profit, right? According to the backtest. The maximum balance drawdown was 1.5%, and the maximum equity drawdown was 1.93 or 2%. So that's pretty good. Win rate was close to 80%. Consecutive losses, 3. Consecutive wins, 21. Um, and the history quality is 100%, so that's pretty good. Recovery factor, 57, and profit factor, 11.69. So overall, pretty good EA. This is why I decided to release it now. I optimized the settings, and this is what I was getting in the backtest. So I was like, what the hell? Let's just, release it. One thing I want to actually also show, to show you guys how accurate the backtest can be, is that you guys know that I've had the USD Yen Momentum EA on forward testing for the past 2 months, right? And I've been making update videos on the profit and the results of this EA. So so far till today, I added this EA on May 16th, and today is July 30th. It's made $2,300 profit, right? You can look at my previous videos. It kind of shows you how week by week how I've been updating it and how the trades have been, right? So it's made $2,300 profit. So if I were to add the EA on the strategy tester and put it on the same exact time frame, so like I said, I added it on May 16th, which was here till today, and the deposit was $10,000 and the risk percentage was on 3. So if I were to backtest it now, this is the backtest for the past 2 months. And the EA's or the strategy tester said that we should have made 2260. So it was off by only $40, right? It says we should have made 2260. We ended up making 2300. So this kind of just shows you how close it is or it can be to the, actual real live account. So I just wanted to show you guys this. So this is why, obviously, if I once I tested the gold EA and I saw that it did that good on the what's it called? On the gold back test, I was like, all right, let me make a video on this and see what it does. So I put 500 as a deposit because this is a much more realistic deposit for a lot of people. So when I click start, this is the graph I got. And this graph isn't only for this year. I mean, you can go back 2 years, 3 years. I mean, let's go back a whole year. That's only the past 6 months, right? Let's go back till last year, July 30th. All right, graph is still looking perfect. You could see towards the end, EAs that use risk percentage based lot size have very similar graph to this, where it kind of looks like this, but then it like speeds up at the end because obviously the bigger your account gets, the bigger lot sizes it uses, and so bigger trades, and so that's how the graph normally looks. So even in the back test for a whole year, it's pretty much the same exact things, right? The drawdown is a very minimal drawdown, minimal balance drawdown, and equity drawdown. You could see win rate, 81% win rate, so basically the same. You can go back even farther if you want. I mean, let's go back a full 2 years. All right, this is a full 2 years, till 2023. So graph is still looking perfect. I mean, uh, I don't think you could get a better graph than this, to be honest, right? Backtest still the same, right? Drawdown went from 1% to 4%. Not a big deal at all. Win rate still around 80%. So overall good. Consecutive losses, 4. Consecutive wins, 40. All right. So pretty decent EA. So that's the backtest. I want to go over a couple more things, which is one thing for the USD and EA, and also for this EA now, is that make sure that your risk percentage to your leverage makes sense. Okay. So if I were to put, let's say, 3% instead of 1% and click start, daily graph, right? No trades at all. This means zero trades. Why? Because if the risk percent is 3, it needs a lot more margin than my leverage allows, if that makes sense. All right. And especially for gold. For USDN, I could still use 3, but gold takes even more margin than USDN. So when backtesting this EA or when you have it on your actual live account, make sure to, have a very low risk percentage. You don't need much. I just showed you in the backtest. You don't need much, right? 1% risk per trade is good. I'm testing this on 1 to 100 leverage. So I would say the more leverage, the better, right? If I started this on, let's say, a 1 to 50 leverage and it still might not work. So yeah, see, so now it's not working because the leverage is so low and I'm doing 1%. So I might have to do, zero point 0.5 or even less. Yeah, so in this case, if I had like a 1 to, was it 30 leverage, then zero point 0.5 would work. But the more leverage, the better, because then you can have a more risk percentage and therefore you could, obviously make more money. If your risk percentage is higher, then obviously the profits are gonna return higher as well. So that was one thing I wanted to mention. Other thing I want to mention is that this is for MT5 and this is you need to have a EA that allows, or sorry, not EA, account that allows hedging. Now this isn't a hedging EA technically, right? It doesn't actually open two trades opposite directions. It opens one trade at a time, but it places limit orders on both sides, and so some brokers count that as hedging. So that's why you need to have a hedging account in order for this to work. And again, this is MetaTrader 5. You need to have a zero spread broker. It doesn't have to be exactly zero spreads, right? Like the broker I'm using here is not exactly zero spread, but preferably anything below zero point 0.5. Now, I've only used this on IC markets. So IC markets does have a raw spread account. I would recommend IC markets because that's what I've been using for USD and EA and it's been working good. So I would recommend IC markets, but if you do have another broker that's basically zero spread, I can't say anything for sure how the EA would do or anything like that, but if you want to take the risk, go for it. Um, the pricing for this, I'm gonna make it a little bit more lenient. So you can ha purchase this EA if you want, meaning you just get it for lifetime for 477, just like the USDN EA. Or I'm gonna add another option for both EAs actually, the USDN EA and the Gold EA, where you can just pay $100 every 6 months. Okay. That one I feel like would help a lot of people, especially if you're, let's say skeptical or um anything. There's a bunch of reasons. Maybe you don't have too much money for deposit, right? Spending 477 is too much for you. So then you can just get it for $100 for 6 months. I've showed you I mean, if you, according to the back test at least, right? Let's say if you had it on the past 6 months, so to February, because basically July is finished, it's August now. $500 deposit with, let's say, 1% risk, I still have the leverage down. All right, so according to the back test, that 500 should be this much profit. So if you want to take the risk, right, then just $100, you can pay $100 for 6 months. You have the EA for 6 months, right? Also there is this demo version that you see here. I'm going to have this on the website. So you're gonna go to our website, creativetradingsystems.com, should be in the description, and go into the robots tab. And underneath there, then you should see a tab that says Gold Momentum EA. In that tab, underneath that tab on that page, I'll have a button for the download of the demo version. So the demo version, with this version, basically you can use it only in the strategy tester. So you can test it with different parameters or different periods, different risk percentage, different deposit, whatever. You can test it yourself on your own broker and see what the back test tells you, right? So I'll have that on the website as well. So I think that's pretty much it. And this EA, you can also test it with different pairs, I guess. I did test this on S&P 500, and it did pretty good on S&P 500 as well. So if you look at the graph, obviously not as, nice of a graph as the gold, but still ended up in profit a lot. I mean, that 500 turned into 5,500. That's a lot. It's a big return there. So you can test it on different indices or forex pairs or, gold, silver, anything. You could test it yourself and see how it does, right? So if you have any questions, you can always email us at myforexmagicwave@gmail.com. I will put this on forward testing and then try to update you guys on how it does on the forward test. But for now, if you want it, you can download the demo version or you can get it on the website underneath the robots tab. Remember that, okay? So bye for now and talk to you guys later.